Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Alexandria back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about my experience with LASIK eye surgery. If you are planning to get LASIK eye surgery or any kind of cosmetic procedure, I do recommend you watch this video. I want to give you guys my experience in just what I went through and the process that it takes getting LASIK done. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned and watch this video, and let's go ahead and get started. So of course I'm going to be looking over at my laptop. I wrote down all the questions you guys told me to answer on Instagram. So the first question is, what was my experience like? So everyone's experience is going to vary. My personal experience, I was actually very content and very happy, and I was not anxious to get it at all. My mom had LASIK prior, and she told me that she was very anxious. Me, I am not anxious when it comes to people doing like procedures on me. You are not asleep whatsoever for this surgery. The only thing they do is numb your eyes. Honestly, my experience was fairly easy. I was calm. I was really happy. The doctors were extremely nice, and I think that's one of the best things about, going into any kind of procedure is knowing that you're in a good and comfortable environment and you are around people that you trust. And I think that's a huge thing if you're going to get any kind of cosmetic procedure done. So before going in to get the procedure, they actually want you to go in and get a consultation done. The consultation for me was completely free. It'll depend on the practice that you go to, but pretty much what they do is give me a regular eye exam. If you guys been to the eye doctor, they like blow a puff of smoke into your eyes. I think that's to dilate them. But something different about going in for a LASIK consultation is that they actually check your optic nerve, and when they check your optic nerve, they're just trying to make sure that you are eligible for LASIK. Some people will not be eligible for LASIK, just depending how blind they are. Me, I did not have a very strong prescription, and I was just going in to kind of just touch up my eyes a little bit. But that is like the consultation process, and you'll have a doctor come in and just tell you like the different kinds of LASIK you can get. So the next question is, how exactly does the procedure work? So I actually have a little clip of myself the day of my procedures. I want to insert that here, and then I'm going to answer a little bit of the procedure afterward. So it is the day of my LASIK procedure. I'm currently in the bathroom, using the bathroom before I get started. I'm a little bit nervous. It's going to be about a 5 to 10 minute procedure, and I want to be awake the entire time. My eyes are going to be open, and they're pretty much like slitting a film over my eyes, but that should be fun and interesting. I will not be able to see for a good 24 hours, but a little bit nervous, but also a little bit excited. So the procedure is fairly simple. Like I mentioned before, it's 60 seconds per eye and about 10 minutes for the entire procedure. When you go in, you'll see like this massage table type bed that kind of rotates, and the room will be extremely cold. They'll hand you like a heating blanket. So there's two lasers. The first laser scans your eye, and the second one, I believe, slices your eye open. And I know that sounds like crazy, but I'll explain a little bit more. But before you do all those laser procedures, he actually puts anesthetics in your eyes. So the anesthetics gets rid of the blinking reflex, and it's so weird because you'll see him putting eye drops in your eyes, and if you ever put eye drops in your eyes, you have a blinking reflex. But when he puts them in my eyes, they stop blinking because it's an anesthetic, and they kind of just numb my eyes. But that's because you don't want to blink in this procedure. That would be awful. And then he moves you to the first laser. The first laser, when you lay down, he'll tell you to focus on this little green dot, and when you focus on that little green dot, he'll put like this glass spectacle on top of your eye, and that stops your eye from like closing and shutting or giving you that ability to shut your eye. But also, because that anesthetic is there, you're not going to have a blinking reflex. And what they're going to do is scan your eye. You'll feel about 20 seconds of pressure around your eyeball. It's so weird. And then after that, you'll feel like this like little heated laser just kind of cutting your eye a little bit, but not all the way. So they are going to be cutting your eye open for the procedure. It's not like bad. My doctor made like a little flap, and then after that, he'll move you to the second laser. Second laser is like the weirder part because you actually kind of go blind a little bit. So what they pretty much do is he'll do the same thing. He'll put like a little spectacle on your eyes, tell you to focus on these like little green like dancing things in front of you, and then you can actually smell them using the laser to like cut your eyeball. So you'll like smell your eyeball like burning off a little bit. I know it sounds like really weird, but so you'll smell your eyeball pretty much like burning in a way because they're making a little flap. And then what he'll do is he'll pull that flap over, which I think is your cornea. I'm not really sure. I'm not into eye terminology, but he'll pull that out, and then he'll stick a lens there and then put it back over. But when he pulls your eye up, you go almost blind. Everything turns blurry and everything turns into like a white haze. And then when he puts that like little lens on top and then puts it that back over, he'll paint your eye and you can still see, but it's blurry. You are not going to have perfect vision right when he puts that flat back over, but he does that to both of your eyes. And then he paints your eyes, and then after that you're done with the procedure and they pretty much just walk you out the door. They'll give you a pair of sunglasses and then you'll walk right out the door. And that's pretty much it. That all happens within 60 seconds of each eye, a 10-minute procedure. So the next question is, what was the hardest part about the procedure? I think honestly there's nothing difficult about the procedure itself. I think it's more of anxiety. If you are someone who has really bad anxiety when it comes to people touching your eyes or getting things done and you prefer to be asleep, this may not be a good procedure for you. But the best part about the procedure is that it only lasts about 60 seconds each eye and 10 minutes in total. So if you have anxiety and you are okay with toughing it out, I highly recommend it. I honestly think if I had anxiety, I would tough it out because that means I wouldn't have to wear glasses anymore. But yeah, I think that's like the hardest part. It's just the anxiety part. My mom was actually more anxious than I was. She was telling me that like she would move out of the way when the guy would try to like put the laser stuff out of her, and it was just really funny that she was telling me that story. And like I said before, if you are in a trusting environment and you trust the doctors to do their job right, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. What was the hardest part of recovery? So the hardest part of recovery for me was trying to fall asleep. So when you leave, they do give you these sunglasses and you can see it's like blurry vision. If you've ever walked around without your glasses, that's exactly how it looks when you leave, and they make you wear like these sunglasses and they tell you to go to sleep. Like they tell you to go to sleep for at least 6 to 7 hours and put these eye drops in your eyes every 4 to 8 hours. And honestly, I think that was just the hardest part for me. I have trouble falling asleep, especially during midday. I'm an early riser and I sleep early. So I spend most of my day being very productive, and I think that was just the hardest part for me. It was just going to sleep. But I honestly have to say I had the best sleep ever. Your eyes are gonna burn when you leave, when the anesthetic does wear off, but it's gonna feel like you're cutting onions, so it's not too bad. But I think it's just that it's the only part of the recovery that's really bad is just falling asleep. But if you're good at falling asleep, then, you know, it shouldn't be a problem for you. But that was just the hard part for me. Next question is, how long does it take to heal? Do you feel any pain in your eyes? So it takes about 24 hours for your eyes to heal. They actually want you to sleep for that entire 24 hours or at least 8 to 10 hours to heal your eyes. I did not feel any pain after those 24 hours. I think the only thing you would probably feel is just your eyes being very dry, just because, you know, you just have them cut open. So you want to like use the eye drops that they give you, but that's how long it takes to heal. I currently do not feel any pain at all. It's been a couple of weeks. I think the only thing I feel every now and then is just, you know, my eyes being a little dry. So I do have to wear a lot of eye drops all the time, but that is pretty much it. It doesn't take long to heal. If you want to get LASIK and then wait 24 hours and go back to work the next day, you can. Honestly, they even book your post-op appointments the day after just because you are able to drive within 24 hours. So definitely a very easy recovery process. Does not take long to heal whatsoever. Okay, so it's been about 24 hours post-op. My eyes honestly feel great. I can see they're still adjusting a little bit of things in the front I can't necessarily like make out, but from a distance, because I am nearsighted, I can actually see. So that's awesome. It's about 24 hours post-op. I'll explain a little bit more in the video. As you can see, I am up and moving. I'm doing what I can, and I feel great. When did you start noticing that you could see better? So that is a funny question. I actually could start seeing better after I left the surgery. I walked out and I remember just like walking with my mom. At first everything was blurry, and then I like closed my eyes for about 5 minutes. I opened my eyes and I just remember being so amazed that I could see the street signs and that I could see like the speed limit signs without having to wear my glasses. Of course I was still wearing the sunglasses, but it was just crazy how I could just see. And it's amazing how technology has changed over the years. My mom, it was actually her second time getting her LASIK. So when she got it done the first time, she had to wear these like huge patches on her eyes, and it kind of scared me when she said that because I thought I was gonna be walking around the house with like these big like binocular looking iPads on. But you actually just walk out with a pair of sunglasses, which I thought was really cool. And it was like, I was good within 24 hours. She had to wait 3 days after getting her LASIK, and it's just crazy how technology has definitely changed. You can actually start seeing fairly clear and almost perfectly within 24 hours. So that is just like the crazy part how technology is. honestly, to me, it just feels like you're wearing contacts all the time, but instead of having to like take them out. So definitely worth like the money and definitely worth the convenience too. What are the different types of LASIK? Is there only one kind? So there are 2 types of LASIK. Actually, I think there's 3 types. So you have the standard one, the Contura one, and then you have the LPK. So LPK is for people who've had LASIK before, so it's like a different technology. The Contura is actually what I got. It's for people with stigmatisms or people who just like have like different alterations with their eyes. And then you have, of course, you have the standard LASIK one. I had to get the Contura because I do have astigmatism, and at night I do see glares, and that one's just a little more uniform. It's a little more exact for your prescription. So I definitely recommend getting the Contura if you have a little more of astigmatism or you need exact like contouring of your eyes. But what is the suggested age for LASIK? So for females, they suggest the ages 18 to 21, and for males, they suggest the ages 21 to 25 to get LASIK, just because it takes men's eyes to develop a little longer than women's eyes. They also recommend that you have a prescription of your glasses are very uniform. So if you, let's say you have a negative 1.25 prescription on your glasses, they would want the following year to not be so much more or so much less than it. So let's say you have 1.25 the following year, and then the following year you want 1.30 is your prescription. It's because they want your eyes, you know, to work with LASIK and not get worse over time, if that makes sense. How much did it cost you for LASIK eye surgery? So it cost me about $4,000 for both of my eyes for LASIK eye surgery. I honestly do not regret it. I feel like it's the best thing ever. I do not have to worry about glasses. And honestly, if you go to eye doctors and sometimes your insurance doesn't cover eye doctor appointments or even like your glasses, you actually are saving so much money because you don't have to worry about contacts, you don't have to worry about glasses. And if you want to wear glasses, you can always, you know, wear like the fashion glasses. But honestly, I do think it's 100% worth it for LASIK, and it's worth the money. Are you 100% happy with the results? I am 100% happy with my results. The reason being is because I can see and I don't have to worry about glasses. My glasses honestly made my eyes hurt and my head hurt so bad, and it just feels great to walk around and not have to like worry about my glasses falling off my face or eating like ramen and like the steam like steaming up my glasses. It's honestly amazing. It's like before, especially with YouTube, I couldn't record. Like I would be looking at the camera and all I could see was like a blurriness of myself, but it's so funny now because I'm looking at the camera and I can see myself clearly. So it's just crazy, you know, walking around or even driving at night. I don't get any glares, so I am definitely 100% happy with my result, especially when it comes to LASIK. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my LASIK eye surgery experience. I tried to give as much detail as I could about the procedure and pretty much just like how I felt and cost-wise as well. So I hope this video is very informative to you guys, and if you have any more questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram so I can help you guys answer, or comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but